Hey, what up, y'all? It's your boy Scoob, and welcome to Spider's Diecast. Thank you so much for being here with me today. So yeah, my dad came back to town, and he wanted to go to Walmart pretty bad, to get a few groceries, because he planned on doing a little cooking, here. So I decided to go with him to Walmart, just for old time's sake. He had moved, back to his hometown. He came back up here, just to see everybody, me, my mom, my sister and her family. So let me show y'all what I got real quick before I go on with that story. Yeah, here's a couple of my Matchboxes. This 1963 Mercedes-Benz 230 SL. Been wanting that one for a while. Then I got this, let me put it up. Yeah, there we go. This 1977 Aston Martin V8 Vanquish from the Matchbox Collector's set. Been wanting that one too. Of course, yeah. Huge Aston Martin fan. All right, next up. All right, we're walking into Hot Wheels territory with the Alfa Romeo GTV6 3.0 from the what is this? Yeah, the World Tour set. They put it back here, the name of the set nowadays, with all the other cars. We'll get to that in a minute. All right, here's one that's really been on my radar. This Aston Martin Vanquish from Die Another Day, a great 007 movie. Set him right down there. All right, and then a couple of Di Tommaso Pantera Group 04. Yeah, they had a bunch of these, so I went ahead and got two of them. One for one to keep as is and the other to customize. But they both are going to be opened. All right, we're down to our last two, y'all. This is my 2019 Chevy Corvette Z06 from Auto World. Yeah, pretty nice. All right, and last but not least, thank God, is the Team Transport set with the 1966 Porsche 906 Carrera 6 with the carry-on ramp truck. So yeah, this is pretty nice. And now, going back to that first one I showed, because definitely gonna open that one first and save, some of the best. Oh, I'm sorry about that, y'all. Save some of the best for last. These videos, they don't ever go completely smooth. But hey, could have been a lot worse, right? So yeah, we're gonna open this baby up, this SL. That's what I'm talking about. There we go, much better. So yeah, been looking forward to getting one of these. Glad to finally get one in person. So yeah, kind of small, which they were in real life anyway. These pagodas, that's what they call these SLs. If you're not familiar with these, because they had the pagoda hardtop roof, it looked like a pagoda in Japan. So yeah, really nice. What you expect from Matchbox, front and rear detailing. Get some of that glare out of y'all's eyes. So yeah, very, very nice. Can't wait to start breaking this one down and working my magic with it on the custom tip. So yeah, and I got the wheels for this baby too. So yeah, stay tuned. All right, second one is this Aston Martin right here. We definitely gonna open him up too, or her. Most of us refer to our cars as women anyway. Even my mom, named one of her cars Bessie. Yeah. Little Ford Taurus she had back in the day. So yeah, this thing is, pretty nice. Got rubber tires. So these are basically real riders. I forgot what they call them specifically for Matchbox, but yeah, rubber tires. Yeah, gotta really push them back on. So yeah, huge Aston Martin fan, so I had to pick it up. It was easy. Of course, front and rear detailing. Front, back. Definitely similar to the V8 Vanquish that that Hot Wheels made for their 007 series. Similar construction, with a few different tweaks. So yeah, all in all, overall, this is nice. Really like that color. Even though it shows up a little bit darker on, in person. That's because I got my flash on. So yeah, pretty nice. Definitely going to do a comparison with that Hot Wheels version too. No, yeah, there's the box. Little blueprints. So yeah. All right, just give me 1 second. Gonna grab these. Well, these right here. I've really been looking forward to this, like I had mentioned earlier. This Vanquish. Oh yeah, and this is just as nice as I've seen it online. Oh yeah, really like that color. Looks like it's not completely gray, like you got some kind of bronze in it or something. But yeah, it's pretty nice though. The perfect wheels for it. Nice front detailing with the headlights and grille, license plate. Fog lights. And then the rear right here, tail lights. Nice looking British license plates. And the little, all the little stuff, the little nooks and crannies that they added to it. They even painted the field cap. Pretty nice. They painted the vents on the front fenders. Very nice. And of course, as always with Hot Wheels Premium, they gonna have a metal base. So yeah, I was just looking at this one on Strictly Diecast, with Jake. He bought one, and he says he's a big Aston Martin fan. So if you're watching this, Jake, this one's for you, buddy. All right, moving on is this Alfa Romeo GTV6 3.0. Like I said, before with this car, not really the biggest fan of this car in general. It's looks wise, but it's got its own little what you call it, its own it's got its own vibe, it's got its own following. I'd say, I put it that way. So yeah, I went and got this one because, just because I collect Alfa Romeos. And I already got a couple of the debut colors from a couple of years ago. And then I still got this black one, black and red one from the Target Red edition that Anthony from Bullet Tony Customs sent me. So yeah, real straight up real straight up solid dude. But of course, this red one has the metal base, while this one just has straight plastic on it. But hey, the Target Red has screws, courtesy of yours truly. So yeah, some really thick, meaty wheels. Got the slicks on them. So yeah, overall, solid job. Nice to see an honest to God clean one version in premium. So yeah, we're chopping it on down, y'all. These are my Di Tommaso Panteras, Group 04 from the Boulevard set. Took me a while to get my hands on these because, I usually don't go to Walmart too often these days. It's way on the other side of town. And, right now, they're actually doing a bunch of road work, on that side of town. So, yeah, it's already busy, with being so close to the Little Rock Air Force Base. So, yeah, I've been on a premium, super premium 1/64th, scale kick anyway. Been ordering online with those cars. Ain't been, too much on Hot Wheels, lately. But, that all changed today. I figured, if I'm going to be there, might as well do some hunting. So yeah, these are all the cars in this set. Not a whole lot that I wanted in this set. They had plenty of those Mazda 323 GTRs over there. I just didn't pick one out because I don't really collect too many hatchbacks. But it is nice, especially in that all white. That's just the tornado warning. Yeah. So yeah, that's you got the Myers-Manx. No, absolutely not. custom '01 Acura Integra GSR. Wouldn't mind having that, for customs. Ford Transit Super Van. I don't collect vans, I'm just not a van man. So they might have had it over there. Didn't care for that anyway. Yeah, that's the one I wanted right there. And we're gonna turn this baby around. I want to go ahead and get this done before, that tornado warning start, killing the flow, killing the buzz on this video. But anyway, as for right now, we are safe and sound, even though it's been raining, up a storm out there. It's just been pouring down. But anyway, there's the Pantera that I've been wanting in the collection for a while now. Yeah, I'm the supercar guy, especially the classic Italian supercar guy. So picking this one up was a no-brainer, especially picking up, more than one of them. I could have gotten, another one too. A third one, maybe even a fourth one, but I said, nah, these two are enough for right now. Just one for as is, to keep as is, and the other one for customs. Let's go ahead and open that one real quick. No paint chips, no flea bites. Everything is where it's supposed to be. So that's great. And I'm a huge fan of the Pantera. I think it's a really nice, really awesome looking car. Badass without, doing too much with it. Without having too much going on with the design. I kind of like, how they tried to make these stripes, look like carbon fiber right there. Or I guess they did. I don't know. But, it's pretty cool. It's got that with this yellow with the black and with the black stripes and stuff. Definitely got that Kill Bill look. That Bruce Lee Game of Death look, with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in there. If you saw the movie, Bruce Lee in that yellow and black tracksuit with the old school Asics. I'm a sneakerhead too, so that's easy for me to peep out. So yeah, the Panteras, y'all. Sorry about that, y'all. My phone was acting up. It ended up putting, some bunch of stuff on my screen. I had to close and all that out. Ended up having, in the process, it ended up, closing my video out. So yeah, stopping my video. So I'm just gonna have to stitch this part on with, that main part. But anyway, we're back in business. With this C7 Corvette from Auto World, which is a 2019 Chevy Corvette Z06. We've been through that already in the intro. Now we're going to open it. Without dropping my car on the floor. All right. Safe and sound. There was a couple of Auto Worlds that I wanted, you know, over there. But, you know, they had the Nissan Z and a couple other things. I passed on that, you know, Dodge Caravan. But, you know, I was spending, you know, too much money already. But, you know, this thing right here, it was worth, I guess you could say it was worth it. Even though I spotted out that paint chip right there. Yeah, on the front right here, on the lip. I guess I could touch that up. Yeah, not too much of a big deal. At least it's in a inconspicuous spot. Whoa, what do we have here? Oh my God. That's like, yeah, part of the trim. The silver trim that, you know, kind of, you know, went awry on the assembly line. So yeah, I ended up getting an error. Y'all. Yeah, that's crazy. Like, is it even supposed to be like this? I mean, look at, you know, look at what it got on the wing. I mean, on the spoiler. I mean, it's crazy. You could see right through there. I guess they didn't, you know, paint it all the way. I don't know. I'm not really too familiar with this casting. Yeah, this is my first one. So yeah, a little disappointing. You could be like, right, yeah, you got an error. But I just don't want to celebrate bad quality control too much. You know? I want to get my stuff, you know, like how it's supposed to be, you know. I'm just that kind of dude. Well, we can at least look at the engine. Just give me 1 second. Okay, I got it. You know, I forgot that with Corvettes, you know, you're supposed to open them. Well, the front engine Corvettes, you're supposed to. They're clamshell hoods, so you're supposed to open them from the back. So yeah, I'm retarded. But anyway, nice looking, you know, engine in there. You know, I could probably, you know, I could get something to, you know, rub that off, you know, real easy. So no big deal, you know, overall, even though it's a little disappointing. One thing though, you know what I mean, why are Auto World tires so hard? That's all what I always wanted to figure out. So I give that one little spin around the turntable. There we go. All right, that's enough. All right, last but not least, we can finally get to the 66 Porsche 906 Carrera 6 from the Team Transport set. These are all the other cars in the set, along with this one. Smack dab in the middle, our car. The 96 Honda Accord. Very controversial for how it's, you know, how the wheels sit on it, and how they're so tucked in. A pretty nice livery though. Love the Castro liveries. And then they got the Sauber Mercedes C9 with really nothing on it but some stripes. Would have been a dope livery if it had, you know, something else on it. Well, yeah, let's just open this thing up and we can be done with it. So yeah, you get the car right there, and then, you know, the ramp truck, which they call the carry-on. You know, as a customizer, I found out that these flatbeds and these ramp trucks, they actually kind of come in handy when you need to sit a car down that needs, you know, got something on it that needs to dry up or harden or whatever. So yeah, those come through in the clutch. This one been on my shelf, so it's kind of dusty. That's the HKS one from that Sylvia, that S15 Sylvia that came with that one. So we've talked enough about this one, you know, for it to be a hauler. This is the star of the show, though. Yeah, I've been wanting this one for the longest. I think it's a pretty cool car because I started getting into these, like I said, these classic European, you know, race cars and sports cars. It looks like something that, you know, Porsche could have put in production. Yeah, this thing is really nice. It reminds me a lot of the Alfa Romeo 33 Stradale. Both of that car is, you know, definitely beautiful in my opinion. Drop dead gorgeous. This one, it's not too far behind. Not too far behind. So yeah, got all the stuff in there, the nooks and crannies. The seats with the harnesses. Got a lot of detail in there, actually. Yeah, they cover up that engine, even though you can see the spots where, you know, the spots where the carburetors are. But, you know, still pretty nice. Wheels, period correct, of course. Nice looking, you know, old school livery, Shell. Good sponsors. You know, Carrera 6. 82, and then the number 82, and then the S. Pretty blank back, but at least, of course, the taillights are painted. And I really like this like gunmetal gray base. That looks very good. Very, very good. So yeah, sparkly. So yeah, that's pretty much it for tonight. I apologize if, you know, it gotten a little bit too long for some of y'all, but hopefully you had a great time. The thunder coming down. I'm glad y'all probably enjoyed yourselves as I enjoyed, you know, doing it. So yeah, probably a good thing the old man did, you know, drop by. Gave me enough nerve to, you know, go to Walmart like the good old days and then cop something. So anyway, so this is one of my epic, you know, probably my most epic haul for, you know, for this year so far, as it is with most of my Walmart, you know, hauls. So anyway, enough talking. So thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you want to subscribe, you know, go ahead. I really don't care at this point. I got bigger fish to fry. So anyway, my back is kind of tight. So I'm going to sit down, watch some of y'all's videos. Get my butt on out of here, and I'll see y'all later. All right, y'all. Have a good one.